What? Smoking Joe Frazier. His 3 battles with... This bout is... So much hype surrounding this big matchup. Can't wait to see what... Facing Joe Frazier, who won gold at the '64 Olympic Games. Just when you thought we'd see a lull in the action, here we go again. You can't make a mistake at the heavyweight level and not expect to be punished for it. That big hook doesn't land. Of the 3 fights, my personal favorite has to be the Thrilla in Manila. It was estimated to have been seen by 1 billion people, and what a brutal encounter it was.
This is cool fight of the century. We've got to find a name for it. We've got to make it special. Fight of the ages, fight of the planets, fight of the gods. The boxing gods. That's it, the fight of the gods. This is that fight.
They exchange punches. Swing and a miss with that hook. That jab misses. This fighter is all about finesse, using a lot of angles and lateral movement.
Oh, this is what it's all about. Hit and don't get hit. Jab, move, pop, slip. Use your footwork. Drive your opponent crazy.
This has been a very competitive round between these two.
This fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them more than happy.
It's all offense all the time. See if they go to the body. This fighter is a swarmer. They're like a mosquito that just won't leave you alone, except this mosquito can knock you out with 1 punch.
Oh, man, you've got a swarm in your face. You've got to try and push him off, make him go into the rope. You've got to sometimes fight fire with fire. Hit him low on the blind side of the referee. Get him angry.
Catch and shoot. Neither one of them want this to go to the judges' scorecards. Very close round with 10 seconds to go. Let's talk about Ali in that last round. Well, he is in big trouble here. He may have been saved by the bell.
Every second, every minute of...
Well, we've just taken a big breath, and here we go again. After that last round, something has got to change.
They've had 1 minute to recover. Now they've got to bluff it. They've got to bluff it. They've got to come out now and style it out. Get on the back foot, jab, rest on the jab. Be smart and pop until your legs come back. Then, put the pressure on.
That one lands. Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. Just when you think they're going to have a lull in the action, we get it heated back up. Someone's will cave, but which fighter will it be? These two fighters are made for one another. Someone tell these two that they can be defensive for a minute if they want to. Those who thought this would be a mismatch, you are sorely wrong.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. She's like a match made in heaven.
They're both looking for the knockouts here, and that's what we expect from heavyweights.
Because you've got a good chin doesn't mean you've got leather skin. It means you can still get caught. So you've got to go for those popped areas over the eyebrow, the cheekbone. You've just got to try and cut them, skim and go for speed.
Can't land the jab there. Caution being thrown to the wind. They block the hook. Can't connect with that right hook. Caution is being thrown to the wind. Despite what the judges' scorecards read, there are no losers in this one. Let's talk about Ali in that last round. And a round that seemed like an eternity for them finally comes to a close. On to the third. Well, they got battered last round. How do they turn their fortunes around?
That was a tough last round. Now you've got to make sure he doesn't put it on him. That's what he's going to try and do. So tie him up, hold him, lean on him. Don't get drawn into a fight. Not yet. Not until your senses have come back.
Endurance is becoming a factor. You can see this fighter having a hard time getting out of the way of the punches, and they're not throwing as many on their own.
Midway through the fight, if you are tired, this can be the loneliest place in the world. If you cheated, now we're going to find out.
Good counter punch. Just misses with that uppercut. Swing and a miss with the hook. One punch could end this fight for either of these two heavyweights.
Sometimes when you get in there with someone that's so powerful, you've got to outthink him. You've just got to be smarter than him. You've got to be like a little faggot and pickpocket him.
Nice job getting that punch through. Beautiful counter punch. Halfway through the round, and man, these two are going at it.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
His stamina is off the charts. Blocks the right hook. This fighter has been extremely aggressive so far, Johnny, but how do they keep it up over the distance of this fight?
Todd, look back in history. Sugar Ray Leonard against Roberto Duran. The first fight, Sugar Ray Leonard tried to fight, stand there toe-to-toe with him. The second fight, he thought, this guy's aggressive. He's nasty. He'll do everything to get the win. I've got to box him.
Look at that shot to the head, and there's no way they were going to stand up to that one.
Even I've got to see.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Give me your ball.
Total domination with 10 seconds to go. Talk about Ali in that last round. Let's see how the corner handles their fighter here after being dropped twice in that last round. Here we go to the fourth round. Is this the beginning of the end after 2 knockdowns last round?
I have no idea what they have left. How do you come back from something like that? Not down twice? When?
Whoa, hold on a second, Johnny. Is this the beginning of the end for Muhammad Ali? Just 1 punch away from getting the momentum back.
Now they've got to wake up. They've got to get on the back foot, clear the head a little bit, then jump back into...
Hold on, gotta cut you off here, Johnny. The greatest has been dazed. Muhammad Ali in trouble. No, we don't see a knockdown.
What recovery skills they are. What a shot it was. Completely gone. I thought there's no way he's going to finish this round. But look at that. Look at the movement. Look at the speed. Back on it. Like it never happened.
And he scores with the counter. That counter punch caught him clean. So much for boxing. This is a fist fight. He knew his chin would get tested in this fight, and it failed him miserably.
A shot from the gods. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You're out.
It happened. You saw it here live. A knockout win. Congratulations.
Accuracy, power, punch, perfect. That must hurt.
Keep striving until my lungs can't breathe. They're all tired, I don't know about fatigue. Got my bros back if we come under siege. Got my dogs with me, I ain't carrying a leash. Thank the Lord for my freedom of speech, cause I say what I like and I do what I please. Brothers think I didn't train for this my whole life. Tried to tell them it didn't come with ease. They must have thought that I didn't put in graft. Stay fully focused and stuck to the task. When it paid off, I was like at last. Them other brothers can kiss my ass. And I promise you that I wouldn't wanna be ya. Them man ain't got this energy, do ya? I cannot feel that vibe going through ya. Flat back quick like my dead computer. Told them once and I tell them again. Giving up's not an option, I fight to the end. Physical attributes at 10 out of 10. So trying to catch me, I wouldn't recommend. Told them once and I tell them again. Giving up's not an option, I fight to the end. Physical attributes at 10 out of 10. So trying to catch me, I wouldn't recommend. I'm from a different life, different type, energies, flows, vibes. I'm from a different life, different type, energies, flows, vibes. They couldn't top this. Lonely at the top, they won't give what it's costing. Told them once and I tell them again. Giving up's not an option, I fight to the end. Physical attributes at 10 out of 10. So trying to catch me, I wouldn't recommend. Told them once and I tell them again. Giving up's not an option, I fight to the end. Physical attributes at 10 out of 10. So trying to catch me, I wouldn't recommend.
Real generals back in the building. Trust. Tell a man ease up. Getting my peas up, won't get a feel up. Is she in feeler? Food in the freezer.
I'm Todd Grisham. The crowd cannot wait. Tyson Fury. The bronze.
This bout,
one of the hottest tickets around. It's standing room only. Great to have you with us for this all-action affair. We expect big things, and I don't think we're going to be disappointed. You can tell he's stronger, but he's not faster. One punch could change the entire complexion of this fight. They are giving us a high-tempo show. It's a rematch of one of the great trilogies in heavyweight boxing history. It's Wilder versus Fury 4.
Oh my gosh, come on! This is that fight. No matter what you think of Tyson Fury, he has got in there with the biggest, most powerful, most dangerous puncher in the world in Deontay Wilder. This guy can knock you out from 2 inches. He's got it, but Tyson Fury is smart. A complete warmonger. Got in his head well before they stepped to ring. This is fight number 4. Every fight is getting more exciting than the other. And every time Tyson Fury has had his number. Deontay Wilder is an angry, powerful, dangerous fighter. He always will be. But the only one that's got his number? Tyson Fury.
Can they figure out the combination to this safe?
Skill for skill, tap for tap. Just like a match made in heaven.
And he just missed with that left jab. I don't think it's going to be a boxing match. This is going to be a fight. Nice idea with the hook, but that's blocked. So much hype surrounding this big matchup as the hype continues to build for this showdown.
You see the nerves on the fighter stepping into the ring, Tom. It can tell you so much about a fighter. And the look in the opposite corner. You've got one fighter that is in heaven. This is where they want to be.
Just missed with that jab. And he scores with the counter. Let's talk about Fury in that last round. Pretty dominant round there. Let's see how they respond here in the next round.
As long as they don't get complacent, you think this is too easy. If they keep this same kind of pace up.
I like that, man.
Here we go. It's round 2. That round was complete domination. Let's see if we can shake things up here in this round.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
Cannot throw out a lazy jab in this fight. You'll get knocked out. Nice counter punch right up the middle. This counter fighter believes in the anything you can do, I can do better. They'll let you throw a punch first, and they'll answer you and usually hit you harder.
If you're fighting a counter puncher, you've got to dummy a shot. Make them react from that, then react then. I know it's hard to think that way, but counter punchers, they're watching your every move, that every trick.
Not a lot of punch output. Thought there would be some more action here. They are not going to let this one go to the judges. Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. Not a lot of punch output. Thought there might be more action here. Well done with that counter shot. There's a counter shot. Keep an eye on this slugger. As you know, he's willing to take 3 to give 1. That's his game plan, and it's worked out pretty well for him so far.
Oh, this is a slugger right here in front of them. These kind of fighters, they want to get hit in the face because it cheers them on. They want to stand there and fight in the trenches.
Every time they drop their guard, they get caught. These two were made for each other. Jab doesn't find a home. The straight right just misses. They exchange punches. Punch, counter punch. This round's still up for grabs with just 10 seconds to go. Let's talk about fury in that last round. They've got the momentum. They've got the advantage. How do they carry that into the next round?
You can't leave it up to the judges. It's up to you as the fighter and the corner.
Nice round, good round.
On to the third. Well, Johnny, can he keep the momentum going after that last huge round for him?
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
Swing and a miss with that jab. That jab won't score. You can't make a mistake at the heavyweight level and not expect to be punished for it. That jab misses. Good counter punching. When are we going to see a jab from these two? You can't throw out a lazy jab in this fight. You're going to get knocked out. Both fighters landing in these exchanges. Judge is going to have a tough job.
Perfectly matched. Skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them more than happy.
This fighter's certainly not going to out-throw their opponent by any means, but they will, when they hit, be a lot harder.
It's the one who draws first blood, Todd. That's what you've got to look at. If you hit and you know you're in there with a banger, you've got to be on it, but you've got to be confident.
The straight right just misses. And he misses with that jab. Courage on display here is incredible. Despite what the judges' scorecards read, there are no losers in this one. Let's talk about fury in that last round. And a round that seemed like eternity for them finally comes to a close.
Wow, it was like two different.
Here we go in round 4. Who's going to land the first big shot? Safe to say that last round was a nightmare. Let's see if we can turn it around here.
This is one of those situations. You've just been hurt. You've got to get out there again. Be smart. Be sharp. Don't be a fool. Don't get suckered in. Make him fight your fight. Hold him, tie him up just until your head clears again and your legs come back again. Because if you don't, he's going to pop you off.
Generally speaking, you don't watch heavyweights to see a boxing match. You want to see a fist fight.
I've seen some aggressive fighters. They can terrorize the life out of you before they've even thrown a shot. The strength they have, the speed they have, and that knockout punch, they want to punch through you. They don't want to punch you. They want to punch straight through you. So you've got to be careful.
Nice counter shot. And he wasn't ready for that counter punch. He misses with that jab. That left hook missed. It's knockout or bust for both of these fighters. This is the heavyweight division. One punch could end this fight.
Work the body, frustrate them, take the mind off the chin, take the mind off protecting everything around that. Work the body, use tactics. Sometimes it's so hard to actually outbox a fight and beat them on points.
For those who thought this would be a mismatch, you are sorely wrong.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
Both men step back for just a moment. Nope, that hook won't score. This is some of the best action I've seen in any round, anywhere this year. Can't find a home for that jab. The hook, but it doesn't score. Very close round with 10 seconds to go. Let's talk about fury in that last round. Well, this is the time that the trainer needs to come in and say something special. This fighter needs to turn the tables in this next round.
Great round.
Back into the fray here in round 5. Coming off a very tough round. Let's see what they do here.
That was a tough last round. Now you've got to make sure he doesn't put it on you. And that's what he's going to try and do. So tie him up, hold him, lean on him. Don't get drawn into a fight. Not yet. Not until your senses have come back.
We've seen in the past from this fighter, they don't get concerned when they lose some of the earlier rounds because they know they've got that power that can strike at any moment.
You've got to be courageous when you get in there with someone that's bigger, stronger, and faster. You've just got to use brain then.
Nice defense there, blocking the hook. Might want to think of holding on here for a minute. A perfect counter lands. These are heavyweights, but I tell you what, that hand speed and hard,
it's an uphill battle.
These two are the perfect dance partners.
Perfectly matched, skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them more than happy. Nobody
home with that hook. One punch changes everything in this division. It's the heavyweights.
I've seen some aggressive fighters like this, and they are a nightmare. If you are not fit, that is the worst place to be, having second thoughts in the ring.
That counter shot lands. Beautiful counter punch. And this is incredible action from both of these heavyweights. A very competitive round with 10 seconds left. Let's talk about Fury in that last round.
What do you do?
As bad as boxing judging can be sometimes, there's no doubt who won that round. On to the 6th round. That last round was huge for him, Johnny. How does he keep the momentum going?
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
No rest for the weary. We both know who the bigger power puncher is. There's a significant power difference. How would you handle that?
I've seen certain fighters that can depend on just their power alone. Forget tactics. They know the second they touch you, it's done. That's where the confidence comes from.
That hook was thrown with some bad intentions. Jab misses. What do you think of this fight so far, Johnny?
So you're getting in there with someone that's so fast, you're prepared to take a licking because you've got to get some before you get in close.
You can tell who's stronger and who's faster. Good fight so far. Both of these fighters have had their moments.
Skill for skill, tap for tap, just like a match made in heaven.
Just misses with that uppercut. That counter punch caught him clean. So much firepower here. Nice counter shot. Catch and shoot. One punch could end this fight for either of these two heavyweights.
Now this is about desire. This is about character. This is about want.
You'd like to see more jabs. They walk away from each other and then run right back into trouble. You know the scorecards are going to be all over the place in this one. Let's talk about Fury in that last round. After what we saw in that last round, it's pretty obvious who has the advantage here.
I seriously hope the judges kept their eye on this fight because if they...
Here comes round 7. Last round, complete domination. Let's see what we have in store for us here.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
Don't let this fighter's speed fool you. There's some method to the madness. These are precision shots, and they're coming at lightning speed.
The Let me explain to you about a fast fighter that's got hand speed and footwork. They're relaxed, they're confident, they know they just have the quick burst, boom! In a split second, they've let 4 shots go. Their footwork has got them out of the way. And these guys are so relaxed, and that's why they can maintain this all the way through a fight.
He got out of the way of that right hook. Not a lot of punch output. Thought there might be more action here. Gotta let your hands go a little bit. It's okay to be aggressive now. He threw a punch and just got countered. Pretty close fight here in this round.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
How do they use this fighter's aggression against them?
How do you deal with an aggressive fighter? What you do is you fight fire with fire. You either give it them back.
Down goes Fury! Cue up the replay machine. I have got to see that again.
Shot from the gods, they say. A shot from the gods.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Listen to me. Are you okay?
So back into the fray again, but how much do they have left?
Some fighters, when this happens, this can be heartbreaking. Some fighters, it makes them angry. They want to get back into the mix again. I want to know, what sort of character are we looking at here?
Which fighter will say no mas? It's like a game of joust. They both got their swords. They're slinging it. It's been all one-way traffic with just 10 seconds to go in the round. Let's talk about Fury in that last round. Let's see how the game plan changes after that big knockdown.
You've been put down, you've got to think right, survive, and then give it back the next round.
Okay, I'm happy. I like that.
There's the bell for round 8. His eyes look pretty clear here, Johnny. How do you think he's going to do after being knocked down in the last round?
What a knockdown. 1 minute, you need 1 hour to get over a shot like that. Now it's down to conditioning. Now it's down to mental strength and preparation. It's how you are going to deal with this.
You could see it in their eyes. They saw that punch coming, and there was nothing they could do.
You're right, Todd. What a shot.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. He's still on the fight.
Apparently, it's going to take more than that to keep this fighter down.
He's up, but for how long? Look at that. On the heels, look at, there's nothing there. There's no defense. The eyes are glazed. It just takes one more clear shot. A clean one. Then he's out of there.
Well, Johnny, has anything surprised you here as we enter the final frames of this bout?
This can be so frustrating when you're under such a fast fighter that can throw 3-4 shot combinations before you've even let one off. That creates frustration, and that's when it gets hard.
Swing and a miss with the hook. Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. Every time they throw a shot, they get countered. One punch could change anything when these two step in the ring. As we enter the final frames of this bout, Johnny, what have we seen so far?
They know the second they touch you, it's done. They're that powerful.
They need to be careful they don't punch themselves out here. Good counter punch. The straight right just misses. Nice counter. We're happy this round's coming to an end. 10 seconds left. And that's it. A unanimous decision win.
What a whitewash. You know, that's skills, that's class, that's levels. One is up there, one is down there, but you know what? The loser is going to have to learn a big, hard lesson. I totally agree.